Hello, people. This is Spellbinder's Report. I've come across an article again that makes me upset as mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore, neither should you. Is Obama signing the Patriot Act from France using an Autopen machine legal? Hell no, it's not legal. It has to be done by his hand. Otherwise, he might as well just said, here, take out that rubber stamp with my signature on it and stamp this document, the Patriot Act, and renew it for 4 years. Since he was in France and wasn't here to personally sign that act is null and void. It's null and void, and it's not legal. I am telling you, this is just not right. We're living in a fantasy world of these people. I cannot believe they got away with it. Congress on Thursday passed a 4-year extension to the post-September 11 powers to search records and conduct roving wiretaps in pursuit of terrorists. Votes taken in rapid succession in the Senate and the House came after lawmakers rejected attempts to tamper the law enforcement powers to ensure that individual liberties are not abused. Following the 250 to 153 evening vote in the House of Legislation to renew the 3 terrorism-fighting authorities headed for the president's signature with only hours to go before the provision expired at midnight. With Obama currently in France, the White House said the president would use an Autopen machine that holds a pen and signs his actual signature. It is only used with proper authorization of the president. Minutes before midnight deadline, the White House said Obama had signed the bill. Autopen machines have long been the center of controversy, like in 2010 when Mitt Romney was accused of using one to sign books. And there's a video here on that. It shows that there's people who were upset that they got a book from him and it wasn't his actual signature. It was actually an auto sign machine. And then the responses for this, these people here are on target. I mean, Ace says, no, he is not. No, he cannot. His father was not a citizen of the U.S., so he is ineligible to hold the office of president, not to mention all the laws he has broken in defense of Congress, the Constitution, and Supreme Court, and that he should be impeached for if Congress had at least one pair among them. If they had any huevos, they would have impeached this man by now, if not indicted him on charges of falsifications, which by he would be put in jail and everything he has done since he got into the office would have been null and void. That provision, the Patriot Act, is now null and void. There is no doubt about it. Why not just use a rubber stamp for his signature? The bill was a rubber stamp in anyway. Obama is an Autobot, but is controlled by unseen forces, and another machine signing for him is just the same. Why do you think he reads everything says from a script? Everything he says is from a script, I know that. Big Ugly Wyoming says it big, it says it right. So, let me understand this. They said they had checked and they decided that it was constitutional and that they decided that it was okay. The president is the only one that can decide if the president can use this electromechanical device to sign a document many miles and time zones away. Your signature is executed by your hand. I guess a rubber stamp, since a copy of your actual signature is perfectly acceptable. Let us all use one on our next driver's license or IRS form and see how far that gets. Besides, Obama did not sign the document. There could have been a check for Rami's Pizza at the other end for all he knew. A few minutes before midnight, Obama signed it at whatever time it was in France, where he was physically. Just like blankly fraudulent birth certificate, the man, his signature, and the time are all totally fraudulent. Rules of law matter not to this pirate and the usurper. If rule of law does not apply to him, it applies to none. Yes, I said pirate. He has taken this nation by acts of fraud and deceit, overt and covert. He has breached the Constitution and rule of law. He has openly supported known and acknowledged enemies of this nation by unlawfully attacking Libya without authorization. Is that not the definition of treason? The penalty for treason or for piracy is summary execution, is it not? Why has our Congress refused to do anything about the lawlessness of the usurper? Are they all afraid of being called racist? One would think they would rather be called racist than be called traitor. Missed that up, about to put the K, hit the G. Being left-handed myself, I am surprised they make a left-handed Autopen machine. It's hard enough to find a left-handed notebook. True, I'm left-handed. Why not have a machine imprint his signature? He is a puppet without an original thought. Although Mr. Bond says his auto signature is not legal, and it's not legal. He didn't personally sign it. It is unconscionable that he would go to some other country if he needed to be here to sign that document back into another 4 years that he wasn't here to personally sign it. I am telling you, I'm calling this fraud here. This is fraudulent. This is so fraudulent. Call your representatives immediately. Call your representatives in the Senate, in Congress, and ask them, why did he get away with something that no other president in history has ever got away with? Having a robot sign his signature on something as important as the Patriot Act. Or is it the Un-Patriot Act? Because everything in there has nothing to do with fighting terrorists, except if you consider the American people as the terrorists who are terrorists against their government because the government are terrorizing the people. I don't understand this. I'm going to watch tonight and see what the judge has to say, Neopano on Freedom Watch. I know he's going to have something to say about this. This is not constitutional. It's not legal. I mean, you just can't have somebody just signing a book or anything, you not being there, and have it be official. It would never hold up in court. That document, if we pressed it to be put in court, except the problem is he assigned the judges in the Supreme Court, so see, that's another problem. The president gets to assign these judges, and then you get the Congress that has no huevos, does not check the background of these people, their beliefs in politics. I mean, most of them are socialist. And they agree they're socialists. They don't believe in the Constitution. They think the Constitution's dead water. But yet the people of the United States say, well, wait a second, this thing here protects me from you, and you from us, and you're going to turn it down? Oh, this just makes me mad, people. Well, I'm going to put this up and see what you have to say. I mean, it's not legal. It's not legal. And the Patriot Act is null and void. It wouldn't stand up in any court. If you went there and said, well, this thing was not signed by the person who signed this contract, it was signed by an Autopen of his signature. That's like a forgery to me. Jeez, that's just... And the judge would probably rule it as that. It would be a forgery. But not with the Supreme Court, with all his cronies in there that he put in there himself, and had Congress pencil whip in because it was the Democrats at the time running everything, who were worshiping at the time, but a lot of them have turncoat on him because they realize he's not even a socialist. He's a Marxist. So, until next time, this is Spellbinder, very upset with Obama not being here to sign the legislation that is supposedly important enough that takes away our rights to privacy. Ooh, I mean, and he's... later, people. Good day. Makes you mad, doesn't it?